All right. Hello. I'm Brittany, the Executive Director at the Stacks Foundation. And I'm really excited about today's launch because I first met Maniv in 2014 when I was at Union Square Ventures. And we funded this crazy idea called One Name, building a better internet. And here we are today, over 6 years later, finally being able to launch some of the tools that were in that first pitch meeting. So it's been quite a journey, but I think all of it's been worth it. And it wouldn't be possible without all the people that are presenting on stage today, but also the community. As DeWalker said, blockchain projects are made by the community, and this whole ecosystem continues to grow because people like you are getting involved. So today I want to share more about what we're doing at the Stacks Foundation to help support you as builders and creators to make this user-owned internet possible. So as we've seen, the internet today has some problems. It's not really user-owned. It's more about owning the user. So we've seen things like privacy getting compromised, data breaches, deplatforming. I don't have to go into detail. If you've read the news, you know that a lot of this is happening and at a faster pace than we've ever seen, especially in the United States. So thinking about how we get to this new future is really about envisioning what that looks like. So what is the user-owned internet? It's a place where individuals have control over their data. They have the option of privacy and how they want to manage it. And they can capture the value that they help create. So these are part of what the future looks like. And I don't think we're quite there yet, but I do know that we've seen some positive signs that we're on the right path. We're still in the early days of crypto. I've given a lot of talks over the years about what's happening in crypto and blockchain, and this still holds true. So through Bitcoin, we've been able to see the viability of blockchains, but there's so much more that's possible beyond just financial assets that haven't been realized yet. This is where Stacks comes in. Now we need the new builders to come in and help shape what this future looks like and the pace at which we can get there. So as of today, we have all of these new tools with Stacks. This wouldn't have been possible without all of the work that has gone into it to date. But what Stacks is all about is giving tools to you, creators, builders, entrepreneurs, to build things that weren't previously possible. It's especially exciting because Stacks blockchain built on Bitcoin means that you get all of this accumulated value built within the Bitcoin ecosystem, including hash rate and security and scalability, but the tools built on top that are the ones that are easier for everyone to use and really realize a stream of user-owned internet. So what do we do at the Stacks Foundation? Well, we're here not to build the tools, but to support you in utilizing those tools to launch into new businesses, new ideas, new protocols, new paradigms of how we use the internet. We have 100 million Stacks token treasury that we're putting towards grants to fund the user-owned internet. And the key thing that we're missing at the Stacks Foundation is people like you who believe in giving back to the user and giving back to creators. So today I'm going to explain more on how you can get involved, how you can find the funding that you need for your project, or you can even join an idea that already exists. So the key program that we have now is the Stacks Foundation Grant Program. You can find more at stacks.org/grants, but this program is designed to help fund early ideas that grow the ecosystem. Now we've seen not only in blockchain, but across the open web that grants can kickstart huge ideas. They can be a huge gateway into large commercial value, and it can all start with a small grant. I know that like venture funding and big announcements get a lot of hype, but I think grants are really the key seed that make new technology possible. And you can have a really big impact just by starting small. Because grants are this key building block, We see in blockchain that it means that ecosystems are able to build much faster when multiple people are building small pieces that add up together to a bigger whole, instead of relying on a single company to build everything at once. And blockchains, especially decentralized tech, already require this type of collaboration and central versus centralized peers. So building in small pieces is what I hope to convince you guys to pick up and get started with. So I did want to zoom out and look at a power of collective building that maybe you're familiar with. It's about Linux. Linux is an open source protocol project where they are grant funding development. Now you can see in this big blue bubble here that Linux has been adopted more than anything else. This is a little outdated. This is from 2013, but it continues to be a core piece of infrastructure on the internet. Big commercial businesses like Google and Facebook are using Linux underneath the work that they do, which has been great for the adoption of Linux and the improvement of the technology. But all of the funding to date has had this issue where it has to go through grants, it has to go through foundation sponsorships. It's hard to build a commercially viable Linux-based business. The difference then is with blockchain is that we have those same components of open source, but there are built-in economics that support the development, the growth, and the business models of supporting those protocols. This means that you can have a new financial system of paying for open source that didn't previously exist. You can create marketplaces with no middlemen, and the compute power is contributed from across different people, and it's not centralized. So you get that value of having a lot of resiliency and collaborative effort to make things possible. So the token economics also play a key role. So crypto is not just about buying tokens, it's about funding new innovation. If Linux had a token where the use of Linux helped grow it, then maybe it would be sustainable without just donations and funding. So we've seen this be successful in the crypto world as well. So there is a DEX on Ethereum called UniSwap, which actually started with a grant funding. They got initial funding from the Ethereum Foundation as a way to get started. But over time, they've been able to leverage the DeFi space in order to earn revenue that they can continue to build their business. And I think what makes this such an interesting case study is that they actually started with a grant and only later decided to fundraise for their business. And now they have some of the largest volume, even larger than Coinbase, which started out venture funded from the beginning and has raised hundreds of millions of dollars. So instead, thinking about what you can seed with a little bit of money and turn into a bigger business over time, because these economics are native to protocols. So if you've been waiting to see where you should jump in, this is the sign to do that. So we want to make it as easy as possible for folks to come in, join a grant, build something using a grant, no matter how small or big, because I think now it's never been more important to build a new internet. But also, the tools have never been easier to use with the launch of Stacks 2.0. So what do you want to build? Well, we're looking for tools and services that are built on top of Stacks. But we're also looking for resources like education, evangelism, and collaboration, and core protocol development. So whether you're a developer, a designer, we want you to contribute to the ecosystem because that's what helps everyone grow. To date, the 3 months that we've been running the grants program, we've already funded 18 contributors. We have $55,000 worth of grants awarded to really kick off those new ideas, those new experiments. And it's happened across 13 countries. So this is just the beginning as part of our beta program. And we've already seen some really interesting things come out of it. So I encourage you to check out all of these different apps. But I think what's great to see is that they kind of have served multiple different use cases. Rider.id is a really cool hardware device where the user can own their identity. Damon has built a mining bot that is open to everyone in the community to use if they want to mine. Residio is doing some work with NFTs. Guidio is providing a user application around privacy preserving video. We've had Polish content created, educating individuals about what Stacks is and why it's important. And we've seen Clark develop developer tools built on top. So as you can see, there's quite a range. There's not just one idea that is going to get funded through grants. But if you don't have an idea yet, we are launching our newest grants portal, which includes wishlist ideas. So wishlist idea is an idea that has been submitted from different people across the community, different companies that work within the ecosystem of what they want to see built. So if you aren't sure what you want to build, you can check out our latest proposals and see where you can contribute value. So who is right for grants? Now, a lot of people think it's just for developers, but I want to emphasize that every type of talent is needed in this new internet ecosystem. So no matter what your background is, if you're willing to come and build and work on an idea, we want you. We've seen everything from, protocol developers to policymakers to sock makers come in and want to contribute. So whatever your talent is, we really hope to see you join our channels, join a project, brainstorm with us what grants you want to see, because I think this is the only way we're going to build this future internet is piece by piece, grant by grant. So join us on the mission of a user-owned internet. You can find more at stacks.org/grants. We're really excited to help fund this future, and we know it's possible now that Stacks 2.0 is here. So whatever way you want to get involved, join us on that journey. Thank you.